are many opinion-heavy outlets out there, from left to right and with low to high editorial standards. This show is, among other things, an opinion outlet. And while our staff works incredibly hard to research stories before we write something and vigorously check our facts afterwards, we're also not the news. And I wouldn't want anyone who led a pure opinion outlet, not even one that I happen to agree with, to suddenly be running CBS News. But it is especially alarming to have someone doing it who has spent years putting out work that, in my opinion, is at best irresponsible and at worst deeply misleading. And look, it is not just about Bari Weiss being at CBS. It's about the fact that CBS is now under the control of someone who thinks that she and her editorial sensibility make her a good fit for the job, and who, incidentally, is reportedly preparing a bid for Warner Brothers Discovery, home of CNN and, HBO, which isn't ideal, although, I've got to say, if what he likes about Bari is that she forces him to have hard conversations that get a bit uncomfortable, maybe he'll like this. But the thing is, it's not just about Ellison either. Again, he's just the latest in a string of billionaires who've taken over our journalistic institutions, from the Washington Post to the LA Times, and started making worrying changes. And whatever complaints I might have had with their coverage before, and I have had plenty, my solution would never have been this. Because when these takeovers get announced, it's easy to think, well, thank goodness there are other outlets that aren't under some billionaire's influence. And that is true, because there is always another one, until there suddenly isn't. And I admit, I don't know what is going to happen next. Maybe Bari Weiss will completely reshape CBS News. Maybe she'll flame out and write another resignation letter heard around the world. But it is worth keeping an eye out for subtle changes there, because while I'm sure many of CBS's good journalists will continue to do great work, if you start seeing people resigning or getting fired, or you start seeing stories that seem off in some way, especially if it involves the left going too far on a topic Bari Weiss cares about, it's worth asking yourself why that might be.